How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a Wisconsin children's court judge and also the former president of the Drag Queen Story Hour Foundation. Now, just to pause for a moment, I had no idea that existed, Drag Queen Story Hour Foundation, but apparently it does, and this guy was a former president. Now, he has been arrested on 7 counts of child. I'm trying to be careful here. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but basically, he had illicit pictures of children on his cell phone, laptop, wherever he had them. He's been arrested on 7 counts of that. Now, are you surprised that this has happened to a guy like this, who was a former president of the Drag Queen Story Hour Foundation? Are you surprised? I'm not surprised, not in the least bit. I've done stories about guys like this, guys that have been participating in the Drag Queen Story Time. And if you don't know what that is, basically, you have drag queens, men that are dressed as women, and they go and read books to children. I'm talking about little kids, babies, like Goo Goo Gaga infants up to about 3, 4, 5 years old, little kids. There was one guy that had already been arrested and locked up for child abuse, for child sexual abuse. So I'm not surprised that this guy is on that same thing. It just kind of makes sense. Like at a certain point, you start to see a pattern. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. This is further evidence that there should be no drag queen story time. Why do we have these drag queens? Many of them are dressed completely inappropriate. It's inappropriate regardless to be around little kids like that. You're talking about guys that got, artificial breasts and they opening their legs, just really nasty, really gross in front of little kids. And their parents are just as bad. I mean, how are you going to be a parent allowing your child to go to a thing like that? Matter of fact, you're right there with them. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I guess all in the name of quote unquote wokeness, you're going to subject your kids to stuff like that. They could be all involved with it, all involved in the illicit behavior, but different story. I digress. There's an article here we need to get into so you can see what this guy looks like and you can get some of the details. Hopefully we're not going to get too graphic. We're going to get into the details of, what's going on with his personal life and what will happen beyond this. So, you see the article right here on the screen. Breaking: former president of Drag Queen Story Hour Foundation and children's court judge arrested on 7 counts of child what. I'm not going to say it, but you can read it right there on the screen before you. And this article will be in the description box below so you can see it and read it for yourself without my narration. And you see him right there. That's the guy that's been arrested, 38 years old. Let's get into it. A Milwaukee County children's court judge. And by the way, before we continue, children's court judge, so does he have any direct contact with the kids? Hopefully he doesn't, but we keep on moving. Milwaukee County children's court judge and former president and CEO of the Cream City Foundation, which runs the city's Drag Queen Story Hour program, has been arrested on 7 counts of child what. Brett Bloom, I think his name is, 38 years old, was arrested on Tuesday for allegedly uploading 27 images and videos of children being sexually abused on the messaging app called Kik. Bloom was held overnight and released with a signature. He has been ordered to stay off social media and file sharing services and is not allowed near any children except the 2 that he adopted with his husband. Pause right there just for a moment. Now, if this guy's been caught with 27 images of children being abused on his phone, laptop, or whatever, and there's a court order where you cannot be on any social media or around kids, why would you let him keep his own kids? Or not even really necessarily his kids, but the kids he adopted with his husband. Obviously, these kids are in danger. The kid should get removed immediately. I'm talking about right away. Before you lock him up, before you give him any kind of charges, before anything, the kids need to be out of that home and into somewhere safer, because with him and his husband, that's completely and totally dangerous. All right, 1,000%. Let's keep on going here. The couple has 2 adopted children. Court records do not suggest they are part of the illegal images. CPS is involved with their current placement. Defense attorney Christopher Van Wagner said during the court hearing. Okay, so they are going to have the kids taken away, just not right now at the moment. Okay, that's thank goodness. Blum was accused of uploading the images both from his home and from the judge's chambers. So let's get this straight. He's a children's court judge, probably with direct or indirect access to children that are not his adopted children. And you're in there, viewing these kind of images at the same time. This guy needs to get the ultimate. I'm not sure what the punishment is in Wisconsin or Milwaukee for what he's done. But hey, I got some tools in the garage. We can get real creative. We can get very creative. But hey, whatever the actual ultimate is to follow the law, I say give him the ultimate from that. But we keep on going. The alleged pedophile judge was the president and CEO of the Cream City Foundation, which runs the Milwaukee Drag Queen Story Hour for local children. As of early Thursday morning, however, all articles and mentions of him had been scrubbed from their website. The links were still cached by Google's search engine, and his role remained detailed on his LinkedIn page. So that's some of the, that's like a screenshot right there. Brett Blum and Cream City Foundation, Judge Brett Blum. So you're talking about a guy that's in politics. He's an official. He's a political official and a Democrat, of course, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. According to his LinkedIn page, Blum served as the president and CEO of the Drag Story Hour Foundation until August 2020, when he left to become a judge. Brett Blum is the president and CEO of Cream City Foundation. He has only 15 years of experience in philanthropy, community organizing, law, and nonprofit management. Before joining CCF, Brett served as the director of major gifts for the AIDS Resource Center of Wisconsin. His profile states, Assistant Attorney General David Moss, who was prosecuting the case, argued that Blum should not have any unsupervised contact with children, including the two that he and his husband adopted. For sure, that should be pretty obvious. I mean, when you got that on your computer, when you have those things on your computer, then it just makes sense for you to not have access to any children, period. Matter of fact, to not have access to the outside world at all, ever. But we keep on going. A 44-page search warrant filed Friday by DCI special agent said investigators found Blum using the name Dom Master BB, upload 27 videos and images contained in CP. 2 of the files were uploaded in Milwaukee County government building, the search warrant said. A Journal Sentinel report continues. A special agent sought permission to search Blum's courtroom, chambers, houses in Milwaukee and Dane counties and his 2017 Audi. Blum is currently assigned to Milwaukee County Children's Court. A preliminary hearing is set for May 29th. The state Supreme Court has suspended Blum from any judicial duties without pay per the High Court's superintending and administrative authority. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett, who advocated for Blum's election, so he endorsed the guy, said the charges were a complete surprise. Oh, is that right? So the guy that ran Drag Queen Story Hour, you're surprised that he has this charge of endangering children. So you got people, these drag queens that are quite frankly endangering children by being there, dressed inappropriately, saying crazy things, advocating for LGBTQ stuff to little kids. You're surprised that that guy has that charge on his head. Let's stop playing games here, all right? Nobody's surprised. Quote, the allegations are alarming, Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett said. Before he was elected to the bench, the judge served as chair of the Board of Zoning Appeals, an appointed board in city government. The reports of the arrest came as a complete surprise. If convicted, Blum faces up to 25 years in the penitentiary for each count. Oh, well, yeah, let's get that. 25 years in the who's goo. Let's go to get it rocking and rolling, okay? So, yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I say that we should leave them kids alone, all right? Leave them kids alone. You have Drag Queen Story Hour all over the nation, and it should be ended. This guy isn't the first person to be involved with Drag Queen Story Hour that have found themselves in a legal situation like this. There have been guys that have been performing out there in front of these kids that have child sex charges. There have been guys like this that have been like an administrative role with child sex charges. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. And anybody that gets caught doing something like this, I mean, pit of fire straight away. Like I said, if you need some help from me, I'll go to the garage right now. We got some tools. We can get real creative and innovative, but the 25 for each count, I'm cool with that. As long as you serve it consecutively, one after the other, then he won't come home anymore, and that is the appropriate sentence. And I hope this is a wake-up call to any of you crazy, ridiculous, nut job, woke, far-left parents that are bringing your kids out there to things like this. What kind of guys do you have, quote-unquote, entertaining your children? But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about this guy having those charges on his back? Do you think it's justified, unjustified? Are you surprised at all? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. Was I too hard on the man? Should I give him a chance? You know, let the process play out. Although you got caught with those images on his phone, maybe it wasn't him. Okay, and maybe that was not his screen name, Don Master BB. Maybe that wasn't him. They caught this man in chambers doing this, in chambers. You should not ever be allowed to come anymore. And then my thing is, okay, if you were a children's court judge, I mean, what did you actually rule on? Does your criminality come into play when you handing down decisions in children's court? I'm trying to figure out how that could play in. You could be doing some things that are completely improper in court because of the kind of guy that you are. We need to review all this man's cases, everything that he's done throughout his career. That's just how I feel, but whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.